The kind of quiet that lives in corners is not the kind you notice with your ears. It is the kind that sits behind the eyes. Like a dim room you keep locked. Like a hallway you avoid in your own head. Because the floorboards remember your weight. The air is still not calm. Just still, like it is holding its breath on purpose. The ceiling light does that soft, sick flicker that never fully goes out. And it makes everything look like it. Ice waiting for permission to exist. Dust hangs there floating slow. Like time forgot how to fall somewhere far away. A pipe knocks once, then regrets it. And then nothing again. No music, no conversation. No rescue noises. Just that empty space where you usually hide your thoughts. Under other people's voices. You recognize this. You have lived in this pause 1,000 times. Right before you reach for your phone. Right before you start a pointless task. Right before you feed yourself another story about how today is different. Your chest is tight in a way you pretend is normal. Your jaw is set like you are bracing for impact, even when nobody is swinging. Your mind is already talking to itself, rehearsing, defending, explaining, editing. You call it thinking. It is really a little courtroom you keep open all day, so you never have to heart verdict. I've been in there with you. In that courtroom in the back row where you never look. Watching you play both sides, until you forget there was ever a truth. In the first place you came here for silence. Like it was going to be a soft placebo land. And you already know it is a hard place to sit. You thought the stillness would be empty. It is full of the words you swallowed. Faces you avoid in mirrors. The moments you keep folded up and shoved behind. Newer moments. It is full of you. The real you, the one you keep sedated with motion. Now you're stuck with it. Now you're stuck with me. You dress your denial up like a routine. You call it discipline when you wake up and do 10 things fast. Not because they matter, but because speed makes you feel clean. You stack your hours like bricks, then hide behind the wall and tell yourself, you built a life. You keep noise in your pockets. Little buzzing screens, little half laugh. Start little conversations that never touch anything real. You keep your hands busy, so your mind does not start picking up the scab. You never let heal, and you do it with a straight face. Like it is not obvious thought. It is obvious thought, so obvious it is almost funny. Not loud funny, that thin kind of funny. Where the joke is that you still believe in your own cover story. You tell yourself you are fine. Because saying anything else would mean you have got to change something. And changing something would mean admitting you have been living wrong on purpose. You tell yourself you were tired, because tired sounds respectable. Tired sounds like work. Tired sounds like a badge. You do not say hollow. You do not say scared. You do not say stuck. You do not say ashamed. You say tired. Then you keep moving. You keep feeding the machine that keeps you from feeling the gears grinding in your ribs. You avoid the quiet, because the quiet does not let you bargain. Silence does not negotiate. Silence does not care about your excuses. Silence does not pat you on the head for surviving the day. Silence just holds up a blank pageant, makes you look at what you have been refusing to write. And the first thing you do when you see that blank page is try to smear it with anything. Entertainment, gossip, plans for tomorrow, fake optimism that tastes like cheap sugar. You do not even enjoy it, you just need it. Like a light left in a room you do not want to be alone in. You keep telling yourself the noise is your choice. It is not a choice when you cannot stop. It is a reflex, a flinch. You have a whole museum of tricks for not seeing yourself, you intellectual lizard. Pain so you can touch it with gloves. You name it stress so you do not have an alcoholic grief. You call your avoidance self-care, so it sounds smart instead of cowardly. You tell yourself you are protecting your peace, when you are really protecting your lie. You can analyze everything you feel. You can label it, trace it back to some bit. quote a clever line you read somewhere. And you still cannot sit in a quiet room without itching to escape. That is not insight, that is decoration. That is you hanging curtains over a broken window and acting surprised when the wind still gets in. You rewrite your memories in real time. You added the past so it does not accuse you. You tell yourself you did what you could. You tell yourself you did not know better. You tell yourself that other people were worse. You tell yourself, yeah, we'll fix it later. Later is your favorite hiding place. Later is where you bury the things you cannot face today and pretend they are gone. And you keep a soft, private list of the moments that proved you were not enough. You never read it out loud, but you carry it everywhere. The time you froze when you should have spoken. The time you laughed at something that hurt you because, say, you did not want to be difficult. The time you stayed because leaving would have me admitting you wasted years. The time you left because staying would have me being seen too clearly. You do not forget these, you store them like evidence. Then you act shocked when you feel heavy. Have trained yourself to minimize your own wounds. You show up with a smile that does not reach your eyes. You answer with safe words. You keep your real thoughts behind your teeth, like contraband. You have convinced yourself that being unreadable is being strong. That it is not strength, that it is hiding. That is you living as a shadow of your own life. Because a shadow cannot be judged. And you have been terrified of judgment. Since the first time someone looked at your need and called it too much, you learned that lesson early. You never questioned it, you build a personnel. Matured it, have it around it. You turned your silence into a weapon against yourself and called it composure. Denial works until the body stops cooperating. One night the noise fades. The screen goes dark, the room gets quiet. And you just does that thing, that tight squeeze that feels like a hand closing around the center of you. Your stomach turns, like it is trying to crawl away from your spine. Your throat dries out, not from thirst, but from unsaid words. Your thoughts hit the same wall over and over. The same memory. The same shame. The same image you pretend does not matter. And you lie there staring at nothing, listening to your own heartbeat like it is a countdown. That is when you realize your pain does not live in your ideas. That lives in your muscles. In the way your shoulders refuse to drop. In the way you flinch at kindness. Because kindness feels like a trap. You do not deserve. It lives in tone and smell and memory, a detergent, a cheap cologne, a stale hallway, rain on pavement. You do not choose the triggers. They choose you. You remember the day you learned to swallow your anger. The day you learned your tears made people impatient. That the day you realized nobody was coming to say the right thing. The day you promised yourself you would never meet again. And you kept that promise faithfully. Until it turned into a cage. Pain is not dramatic. Most of the time it is a quiet debt. It sits unpaid collecting interest, while you pretend the account is closed. And when silence erupts, it hands you the bill without emotion. Pain is not personal. Pain is honest. And honesty terrifies you, because it would force you to stop performing. To admit what you lost, what you wanted, what you endured, what you tolerated, what you allowed. Here's the part you keep misunderstanding. You're awake. And undrift. They decay quietly. You did not drift. You stayed conscious through things that should have emptied you. And now you act offended that your mind kept receipts. Awareness is accounting. It is recognizing the pattern you keep repeating because it is familiar, not because it is good. It is seeing how comfort became the chain around your ankle. You want pain to go away first, so you can become brave later. That order is backward. You become brave by standing in pain, without turning it into a story you can't escape. Controlled suffering is where the shift happens. Mount dramatic, not hero. Deliberate. You sit with Simons 5 minutes longer than you want. You feel the urge to flee and do not obey it. You do the task you keep avoiding, hands shaking. And you do it anyway. You stop asking the world to make it easier. You make your mind more capable. That is training, that is choosing. Clean pain over dirty pain. Dirty pain repeats. Clean pain transforms. Endurance is not hype. It is boredom. Is irritation. Is doing the right thing when it feels pointless. You rebuild trust with yourself slowly. Without speeches. Without applause. You fail, you correct. You continue. Again and again. In one day, the silence changes. It stops threatening. It becomes a room you can stand in. Not because you feel better, but because you see clearly. Clarity removes fog. It takes away your exits. It exposes your tricks, and that relief you feel. That is not weakness, that is the lie. Running out of oxygen. That you are no longer hiding in silence. You are standing in it. Awake. UNDCORATE. Honest. And what is true is enough to hold you up.